The Kithaeron hunting pack had tracked their prey across 3 star systems. Standing 7 feet tall with razor-sharp claws and bioluminescent stripes that pulsed with predatory intent, they were the apex predators of the Andromeda spiral. Their species had never failed to claim their quarry. Their target was a small blue planet on the galaxy's outer rim, inhabited by a bipedal species called humans. According to galactic intelligence reports, humans were soft-skinned, weak, and possessed no natural weapons. Perfect prey. Commander Zixthak flexed his talons as their stealth ship entered Earth's atmosphere. "Remember the protocol," he growled to his pack through bioneural links. "We observe, we stalk, we strike when they're isolated and vulnerable." The pack scattered across different continents, each Kithaeron selecting a human settlement to infiltrate. Zixthak chose a suburban neighborhood in what the humans called Ohio. He cloaked himself in shadows between houses, studying the peculiar human dwellings with their geometric lawns and strange barriers they called fences. The first human he encountered was a small female, barely reaching his chest height. She sat alone on something called a porch swing, making soft vocalizations into a rectangular device. Vulnerable. Perfect. Zixthak crept closer, his bioluminescent stripes dimming to near invisibility. Every instinct told him this would be easy, until the human looked directly at him. "Oh my God," she squealed, but instead of fleeing in terror, she approached. "Are you some kind of exotic pet? You're absolutely gorgeous." Before Zixthak could process this unexpected reaction, the human was scratching behind what she called his ears, a sensitive area that made his whole body vibrate with an involuntary purring sound. His camouflage flickered and failed entirely. "Look at those beautiful stripes, and you're so soft." The human continued her assault of gentle touches. "Are you hungry, sweetie? You look like you could use a good meal." 20 minutes later, Zixthak found himself sitting in the human's kitchen, lapping up something called chicken soup, while she cooed over his pretty colors and took pictures with her device. His predatory instincts were completely overwhelmed by the strange warmth spreading through his chest, a sensation his species had no word for. Across the globe, similar scenes were unfolding. Velmar, the pack's stealth specialist, had been cornered by a human child who insisted on braiding his mane and declaring him her new best friend. The child's parents, rather than showing fear, began researching exotic pet care and discussing veterinary appointments. Rixthon, their demolitions expert, had been discovered by an elderly human who immediately adopted him as a guard cat and spent hours brushing his fur while sharing stories about her late husband. The deadly warrior found himself purring contentedly, his thoughts of conquest replaced by an inexplicable desire to protect this fragile being. Zixthak tried to re-establish contact with his pack through their bioneural network, but the signals were strange. Instead of tactical updates and predatory focus, he was receiving waves of contentment, affection, and something the humans called being loved. Days turned to weeks. The humans had somehow bypassed every evolutionary defense mechanism the Kithaerons possessed. Instead of viewing them as threats, humans saw them as rescue animals who needed care, attention, and something called belly rubs that induced a trance-like state of bliss. The human female, Sarah, she'd told him, had registered him with something called Animal Services and bought him a collar with his name, Shadow. She'd also purchased a heated bed, premium food, and toys that jingled when batted. Zixthak found the jingling irresistibly entertaining. When the Galactic Council's rescue ship arrived to investigate the missing hunting pack, they found the Kithaerons lounging in suburban backyards, wearing colorful collars, and completely domesticated. Zixthak was discovered sleeping on Sarah's lap while she watched something called Netflix. "Commander," Sub-Admiral Krellix called out, "we've come to extract you. The humans must be using some form of mind control." Zixthak opened one eye, lazily. Sarah was scratching that perfect spot behind his ears again. "Mind control?" he purred. "The humans aren't controlling our minds. They're caring for us." "This is unprecedented," Admiral Krellix muttered, making notes. "The galaxy's apex predators reduced to To happy, Velmar chimed in from across the yard, where he was teaching a human child how to properly pet his scales. The word you're looking for is happy. The Galactic Council's final report became legendary. Species classification update: humans. Threat level: extreme. Not due to weapons or aggression, but due to their inexplicable ability to domesticate any species through what they call kindness. Recommend all predatory species avoid human space unless they wish to become pets. Zixthak never returned to the stars. He had found something worth more than any hunt, a human who called him good boy, and meant it with every fiber of her being. In the end, the greatest predator in the galaxy had been captured not by superior firepower, but by the revolutionary human concepts of love, care, and afternoon naps in sunny windows. The galaxy would never be the same. Humans had weaponized affection, and it was devastatingly effective.